Hello everyone, back to tuning into today's second video. Going to have a look at the weather for 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Day 10 will take us to the 31st of October, to Halloween. And we'll be able to extend down beyond that with the GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe run down a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS 2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. Gets us into the second half of November, and I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first video is today was our 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. So please like, share, and subscribe on both of today's videos and content. And thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. The GavsWeatherVids, thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to start off in the tropical and subtropical Atlantic. We have got Tropical Storm Oscar here over Cuba, giving maximum sustained winds of 45 miles per hour with a minimum set pressure of 1,000 millibars. Clicking on Oscar and going up here, we can see that currently Tropical Storm Oscar is in the far eastern portion of Cuba. We'll be moving out northeastwards in that direction, so by Wednesday we'll be in the middle of the subtropical Atlantic Ocean then, and what happens after that with Oscar we should wait and see, and we'll keep you updated, of course we will. Right, central wind temperature is currently sitting at 11.8. That's nearly 1 degree above, 11.3 I should say. That's nearly 1 degree, 0.8 of a degree above 61 to 99 average, and it's provisional to yesterday, to the 20th of October there. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. London today, the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for London, starting off around to slightly below average at the moment. The upper air temperatures will be ticking up towards the middle to last stage of the week though, and then dropping away at the end of the week and into the weekend. Actually becoming quite cold briefly at the end of the week into the weekend. And then next week we find the upper air temperatures returning close to average. However, that does mask quite a lot of scatter, so we've got warmer ensemble members up here, and we've got cooler ensemble members down there, so maybe a little bit up and down, a little bit zonal there towards the beginning of November. Precipitation wise, there will be further rainfall to come, of course. We are in the middle of autumn, so going to struggle to get 2 weeks of dry weather. However, that is a drier ensemble graph than we've seen for quite some time. There's a wetter spell opening up between about the 25th and the 28th of October, just there perhaps. But otherwise, I think relatively dry-ish, certainly more in the way of higher pressure during the next couple of weeks. Temperature anomaly we've seen previous autumn so far. Temperature anomalies from the 21st, 29th of October, a bit above average, about an average week to come. And precipitation anomalies from the 21st, 29th of October, which of England, Wales and East Scotland drier than normal, but wetter than average through Ireland and also Western Scotland. The latest wind blown out from Earth from northschool.net shows we've got low pressure up to north, and we bring in the wind from off the Atlantic. This low pressure up here is Ashley, that's moving away, storm Ashley moving away up towards Norway now. Right, okay, let's start going through chart data then. Oh, sorry, F1. We start with UK Met Euro run. It's looking a big night on Thursday, drawing up a southerly wind with high pressure away to the east, dry and mild for the middle part of the week. Then a trough of low comes in off the Atlantic. At the end of the week, will bring outbreaks of rain with it and begin to lower the temperature into next weekend, or the coming weekend, 26th, 27th of October, with flat as a pancake, high pressure south, low pressure floor, with westerly winds, and still unsettled for northern regions anyway, with outbreaks of rain. The south should have quite a bit of dry weather, becoming a bit colder there by about the 28th of October. That's as far as we get to with the UK Met Euro run, more of a northwesterly flow then. Icon again draws up that southerly wind on Thursday, then Friday we bring low pressure in off the Atlantic. That will have some wet weather coming in with it. Into next weekend, well, again, we're very flat westerly, most unsettled in the north, driest in the south. We end up by the beginning of next week with high pressure still sitting to our south, but perhaps try to draw in a little bit more of a northwesterly flow. A lot of dry weather there and still pretty mild, especially in the south. The KMA is looking like this. Again, bring that trough through on Thursday without breaks of rain. And then beyond that, we find that we are flat and westerly through the weekend. Instead of next week, we're into more of a northwesterly flow, so a little bit colder. And still showery up in the north, and then high pressure tries to build towards Scandinavia, but the low pressures keep coming really as we get into the beginning of November, still looking at least rather showery up to that point, relatively mild. As I said, there is an attempt to build a Scandinavian high just there about the 1st of November, but the Atlantic overrides that, at least up to the 2nd of November anyway. So the GFS midnight run is looking, once again, we bring that trough of low in from Thursday to Friday. I'll bring outbreaks of rain with it over the coming weekend, rather unsettled, especially in the north and the west, with showery rain to come. For the early part of next weekend, we're very flat and westerly, high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, and bringing in those winds from the west. A little bit of a cooler, colder interlude there around the 30th of November, and then higher pressure starts building both to the west and also to the northeast. We eventually finish up with a Scandinavian high by the 3rd of November, and the wind in from the east. Not particularly cold easterly, but due to the time of the year, we will probably expect, pretty cool weather anyway on those easterly winds. It is a long fetch easterly with the air originating from Russia there, so a very, very nice Scandinavian high gets going through the first week of November on the GFS midnight run. Eventually hint of a bit of retrogression towards Greenland and Iceland. Meanwhile, the GFS 6 there once more brings that trough through from Thursday to Friday with outbreaks of rain coming in with it. That trough still sitting around the country into the coming weekend, and then we're back into those milder west-southwesterlies by the start of the following Monday, the 28th of October there. Heading up toward day 10, high pressure sort of in control for Halloween, bringing a lot of dry weather. It's a pretty mild bridge as well, but there could be some fog coming through with that. And then through the first week of November, no Scandinavian high on this GFS run. We just keep these troughs of low pressure coming from off Atlantic. So much more unsettled through the first week of November with the GFS 6Z compared to the midnight run. Well, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share and subscribe. It shows everyone for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know if you think about this on all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and get them to subscribe too. Thanks so much for doing that. We've got around 30 subscribers to get us out to 18.9k. So if you could give us a sub, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. GM, again, that high pressure over to the East Country on Thursday. Oh, sorry, what's more, one low pressure coming in off the Atlantic from Thursday to Friday. So a little bit unsettled at the end of the week. Into the beginning of the following week, high pressure back in control. Mostly dry there with, it's a mild bridge, but there could be some overnight fog, I would have thought, with that due to the lateness of the year. Certainly much more in the way of higher pressure there from the gem. And then the ECM rounding it all off with this low coming in from the Atlantic Thursday to Friday, bringing outbreaks of rain in with it. That sticks across the country into the weekend as well. Later in the weekend with flat and westerly, flat pancake, high pressure south, low pressure to the north. And wind shifts around into more of a northwesterly to northerly direction through the early part of the following week, 28th, 29th of October. So a little bit colder, but still with a lot of dry weather. And that's the setup at day 10. High pressure remains in control. Then probably the risk of overnight fog, and there could be some patchy frost coming through with that as well. This is my precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from meteo.com. So we're into a drier interlude now through to the middle part of the week, but at the end of the week, the next batch of rain comes in from off the Atlantic, bringing showery conditions in with it into the weekend. still a little bit mixed and unsettled, but high pressure takes over then as we get towards days 8, 9, 10, turning significantly drier. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office. Gets us to the 31st of October. 21 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure to be over and to the west, southwest, potentially low pressure is up here, so that could bring a lot of dry weather with it. We've got 17 with high pressure more in the middle of the Atlantic, and that will bring the wind in from perhaps more of a northerly again, it went to more of a northwesterly direction, and so that's a bit colder with that option. And then we've got 13 just here again with low pressure to the north, and that's bringing in like a via west or southwesterly flow then. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we got. It will get us to the 5th of November. Remember, 5th of November, 23 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure building up from the southwest. That brings quite a bit of dry and mild weather in with it. We've got 17 with high pressure sort of over and to west-southwest. Again, a lot of dry weather with that. And then we've got 11 with high pressure to the east and low pressure out to the west. So most of the options day 14 anyway seem to involve high pressure, telling us we are probably going to have a drier anticyclonic period through the early part of November. And GFS 325 repeats a 500 millibar high tolerance breakdown. Week periods, the first week period takes from 21st to 27th of October. The next week sees high pressure dominating from off the Atlantic, generally dry and quite mild really in the week ahead. Week 2 is going to be the 28th of October, 3rd of November. High pressure sitting just to west-southwest, low pressure up to the north. Winds in from the west. That should again bring a lot of dry weather, especially to the south, and should be pretty mild too. Week 3 will be the 4th to the 10th of November with high pressure right over top of the country. That might be a little bit colder. Chance of some frost and fog, maybe. And then week 4, it's the 11th to the 17th of November. High pressure then is to the south, low pressure away to the northwest. And winds coming in from a southwesterly direction, so that should be mostly dry and also potentially mild or even very mild there around the middle part of November. Long way off though, so we shall see. Okay, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe. Make sure everyone for doing that. When I drop a comment, let us know think about this and all of our videos and content. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Get them to subscribe too. So much to do about. So on my channel tomorrow, we're going to have 6 AM UK weather forecast, another 10 to 14 day. Keep checking back to the channel for more for today's video. So that's all for now, and thanks for watching.